do this because I know that it gets more traction. So I have got some stuff I need to tell you guys that is it's going to affect. I've been trying. I don't know why I keep it a secret for as long as I do when this stuff happens. So I'm currently going through a bout of depression. So it's I had every intention to do a bunch of filming today. I'm setting up the chat. So like I said, I'm going through a bout of depression, and this happens from time to time. Been diagnosed with depression. It goes along with all the stuff from being in the military. Let me turn this light here off. But I'll wait till we get a few people here anyway. And it's making it. Oh shit! I'm gonna fall. It's making it increasingly hard to film. I had everything set up to film this morning, and I may still film, but like I said, when I go through these bouts of depression, it just makes it hard to do anything. I had things planned. I set up to start filming. I started filming, and I was just like, this isn't how I want this to be, which makes the depression worse because then when you're doing something and you're trying to rely on being able to do it, it's really it makes you more depressed when you realize that the fact that you're depressed is affecting something you want to do, and it's just a vicious cycle. So I may take a couple days. I was going to film some stuff. I really had big plans on doing some stuff this week, and then last night I felt it start to set in. Like if you have depression, I felt it set in. It just felt like everything was coming apart. If you've got depression, it just feels like everything just kind of stacks up against you, and it's like a self. I knew what you meant, Greg. It's just like this self. It's that snowball effect. Things start to go to shit, and then you get more depressed because things are going to shit. And so I really didn't have anything to do, but I'm going to tell you guys there is some member stuff that's going to be happening. I do have everything set up. I've got the laptop here, the computer set up to do it. I'm going to film the members giveaway. And if you guys aren't a member, you don't have to like have been a member for a long period of time. I do have a membership, and I owe them a lot of stuff. I have not done anything special for the members in a very long time because it's been hectic. It's been crazy. I took the job, and then I got laid off from the job. The kids starting college, doing all that stuff. But I have a couple knives that I am going to do a giveaway video today. I can do that. I don't have to be really focused. It's simple. I just need a random number generator and my list of paying members. That will be going up as a members only video. But if you're interested in what I do for the paying members, this was supposed to have gone out a long time ago. This is going to the paying members. This is that $350 QSP Legatus. I did not forget about it. I didn't change my mind. It's still going to you guys. It does have my edge on it. It's already sharpened. I will touch it up before I pack it up and send it out. But this is a great, great knife. Titanium, carbon fiber. Excellent, excellent knife. This is the first round. I'm going to do a couple of these because I want to give people time to join if they see this video late. If they want to join the membership to see if they want to get in on it. So that is the first knife that's going. This is going to the paying members. And it's going to be a members only video. It does have that Fortis-esque look to it. And then another really good knife that I just couldn't get into. I like the knife, but I just couldn't get into carrying it. I carried it just for the length of a video, and I had two of them. So my buddy got the one I had used, and I saved the unused one for members giveaway. This is the Kaiser Infinity. This is a great little knife. I just can't. It's just not, it's a great knife, but it's just not a knife that I can get behind enough to carry. And I'm not going to carry it, so there's no sense in it being here. I still got all the box and packaging. I never registered the warranty. It comes with the warranty paperwork. I don't think you even have to register the warranty. But yeah, it is a very sharp knife. It's nice and thin, and it cuts. So that's what's going. It's Tony. It's Tony in Mike's hands. Most knives are Tony in my hands. Not a joke. Like people are like, "Oh, you're full of shit." This is a 9.5-inch knife. It's not a very big knife in my opinion, but for a lot of people, 9.5 inches is a really big knife. Ninja stars. I have ninja stars here. I could actually, like, I don't like the private videos for the paying members. I may be able to give them away, but I have some here. I have some nice ones. Knife guy on vertical lives. I do the vertical lives because it just gets more people here. It really does. I have, this is another knife that is exactly the same size, 9.5 inch. This is the Military 2. When I did a video about it, I know we've gotten away from some of the stuff. I find this enjoyable. This is a 9.5 inch knife. And I had a guy that argued with me. He was like, well, that's the PM2, and the other one you're showing is PM3. You've got them mixed up. I was like, no, 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 no. You've got them mixed up. I'm just not a normal sized person. What's the hole in the knife for? It serves a very distinct purpose. That's how you open the knife. Put your finger in it, you can snap it open. That's how you deploy the knife. It doesn't have a flipper. And then that button is the lock. So it's, that button is something I added. But that hole is how you deploy this knife. So it also gives you a really big point to put your thumb on. So at any rate, I digress. Those knives are I'm gonna do that video today. And then I have 2 more knives that I'm doing. I've got 2 more knives that I'm doing probably either end of this week or later in the week, just so that people that are here, if they want to join the membership to see. So those 2 are going out to today's video, and then I have 2 more knives that will be going out with the, oh, my sister's texting me, with the next giveaway. So this is a titanium pyrite, which is a very, very good knife. It's a little titanium pyrite. So my paying members are going to get this as a giveaway as well. It's a button lock titanium pyrite. It's a really good knife. I have the large version, even though this is a very good knife. It's nice and light. Action on it is super, super smooth. This is going to the paying members. I don't carry it. I have never carried it. And to tell you the truth, well, I tried to put a nice knife in both sets of giveaways, like a nicer knife. So there was a really nice knife and then like a budget knife. There's a really nice knife and then a budget knife. I prefer the Echo. This was my knife of the year. This actually stays on my workbench because it gets carried a lot. It doesn't get used a lot. It's odd. I carry this a lot. I know it's not an expensive knife. I don't use this knife often, but I carry it often. I think I just like the design. I don't know. It's weird. I have a couple knives that are like that. I carry them a lot, but I never use them for anything. So this is the Echo. This was my 2023 knife of the year, I believe. This one. Nick Martino, how you been, buddy? So yeah, so those 2. So you have a higher end full titanium knife. Yeah, double tap the screen to like, and then that's the higher end one, and then just your average budget one, which is still a really good knife, is the O Knife Beagle. Oh crap! I dropped the papers for it. The O Knife Beagle, which is basically still new in box. So this is the O Knife Beagle. Really nice knife in my card. I did use this a little. I did touch the edge up. This is not a bad knife. Right here, this is another one. Micarta liner lock. But the cool one is, this comes with a challenge coin. Comes with an O Knife challenge coin. Hey, Plenipote, welcome back to the memberships. Oh, you're a mortarman? Are you a mortarman, Noel? Because in the States, if you're a mortarman, that means you were probably a felon. All of my friends that were in the Army that were mortarmen were felons. Like, they might not have been charged, but you know they were. So, they were a lot of fun. And I'm probably going to eat while I'm talking to you guys, so don't be offended. But yeah, the O Knife Beagle and all of that. So those are the 4 knives I'm giving away to the paying members. I'm doing 2 today and then 2 later in the week. You're a medic attached to the unit? Do you have to patch them up from coming back drunk and having committed felonies? Because every mortarman I knew was like that. Like, they're all the best people to hang out with. They're so much fun. Mortarmen are the best. Hang on a second. You guys will still be able to hear me, but I gotta go check. I'm warming up pizza because it's lunch. So you guys will probably You guys get to have. Hopefully, you can still hear me. Oh, this is a tragedy. My pizza has stuck to the tray in the toaster oven. I'm coming back, guys. I absolutely promise I am coming back. Um, there we go. I, I have I have returned. You lost the audio. Well, that's weird. How would you lose the audio? Usually the audio. Do you have it now? Huh, that's weird. Last time I went all the way to the garage. One piece of shit somehow dropped the launching pipe. I've so many stories I've heard of my friends that were mortarmen or worked with mortarmen. So dropped the launching pipe while trying to steal it and broke his foot. Yeah, they're mortarmen. Like they are the lowest common denominator, and they are absolutely a blast. One of my best friends, Joe, was a mortarman. Mortarmen are death. So at any rate, like I was saying, I've got my computer and everything set up so that we can do the filming of the giveaway and all that. So I just want to do that. It's not going to be a long live feed. This was just a live. There's a video that went up today about the Gerber Mark II dagger. If you want to watch that, that'd be a lot of fun. But the stuff here is only for the paying members. So if you decide that you want to join the membership, I'm going to try and start doing more stuff for the members. I need to do a members only video. That is very hot. That pizza just came out of toaster oven, like screaming hot. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of that, and I'm gonna do a full review, guys. Honestly, of this cane sword that I was given. I do have to say, I have found some problems with the cold steel heavy duty cane sword. There is no guide in and out of the blade. What Civivi HID looks. Hey again, Knife God. Hey, from across the pond. Across the pond, if you are looking, you can actually get this. This is a knife you could carry. This is a non-locking knife that is a very good knife. And I ask you why you've got it. Like, I use it for work, things like that, because it is a very box cutter-esque. But this is a non-locking knife. This is an everywhere carry. At EWC, if you would. You could find one of these. This is the Rosecraft Blades. Rosecraft Blades Clinch River. The Clinch River Swayback. That's what it is, Clinch River Swayback. So yeah, there are some issues with this. It's a very good cane, and conveniently, my friend got this for me to take the dog for a walk at night because we got wild animals in my neighborhood. We got coyotes, and we've seen multiple times, we've seen mountain lions and pets and dogs come up missing and things like that. This absolutely, I felt comfortable taking this for a walk with the dog because I took this with me for a walk with the dog last night, and we almost got attacked by 2 dogs that people had let loose in the neighborhood, and they were just running around and tried to go after my dog. And I was about to smack one of them with the cane, and I was like, this is a good idea. This is a good idea, and the retention on this is good enough. You could use this to crack a dog in the head if you needed to. Almost did. I was like, wow, first day I have it. Absolutely was a good idea. So yeah, I'm gonna do some modifications of this somehow. I'm gonna fill the tube probably with styrofoam so that I can put the blade in, and it'll give me a guide in, and it'll keep it from. The big thing is it rattles, and it drives me nuts when I take the dog for a walk. So. Town I live in has a complete ban on carrying any knife because the knife crime in my town is out of control. I got news for you. Those laws are only going to take knives out of the hands of people that are going to use them responsibly. It's like gun laws. Gun laws are like that. You're only taking guns out of the hands of people that are going to follow those laws. And I got news for you. Criminals don't follow laws. People are like, the gun crime and murder. And I'm like, murder is already illegal. Like, if you could stop If a law stopped a crime, then there would be no murder and there'd be no drugs, right? Murder is already a crime, yet people still do it. The only people that follow that law is the people that were going to follow it anyway. If you responsible gun owners are going to be the ones that are like, well, I got to follow this law, and they turn in their guns, unless you're like me and all your guns were lost in a horrific boating accident, along with several of my friends. All of our boats, all of our guns were on the boat, and it capsized, and they're all gone. It was lost in a boating accident. So, yeah, this is a really good item. It does have some minor flaws, but like I said, the retention on this, you've got to, it takes, like, it's taking a bit to get this out. But once you get it out, you got basically a rapier. Not a raper. A rapier. And it came sharp enough, and I got news for you. If you swing this, being as large as I am, you can generate a lot of force, and it doesn't really matter if it's very sharp. It's going to do a lot of damage, and then that's a very piercing tip. So this thing's really cool. I'm very impressed with the quality of the handle and the grip it gives you, and I was fucking around with it, and I was stabbing stuff. It's sharp. I was stabbing things, and there's a lot of flex in this blade. There is a lot of flex in this blade. It is a spring temper. Let me see if I can show you. It has a spring temper to the blade. So it's actually pretty cool. And I was looking at the price on these. They're like $100. If you guys are interested in one of these, somebody asked for a link to this, just use my Blade HQ link down below. The clickable links in the live feed. This thing is absolutely cool. So, yeah, like I said, I was going to film today, and I feel as though I need to tell you guys ahead of time, because you guys really do, they really do, it really does, like, there's a lot of you guys that, like, get upset if you don't get content on time, and I really want to let you guys know, because it's important to me, because the channel is really important to me. It was my primary source of income for a while. It is an aluminum shaft, and then it is their polymer that they use to make their ball bats and things out of. So the head on it is a really and it's in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this with styrofoam, just to get rid of the rattle. Because if I bump it down, my dog doesn't like the sound. So I want to fill this up to a point with styrofoam, and then put the sword in, and so it'll keep it from dragging. It'll give me like a guide. It won't add a lot of weight, but it'll also prevent the rattle that you get with a sword being inside this. Some of the higher end ones have got a lot of, like, they've got a mouth on the top like a regular sword, but the fact is this has like that much handle down in there, so you've got a better grip. Some of the sword canes I've seen, like, this is all you get. The blade starts here. And I'm like, like, it might go in a little bit, but you don't have, this has a full grip. So it'll also, no, if you stuff it in there good enough, it won't. See, what you do is you stuff it in there really tight, and then you put the blade down in, and it'll, I don't care if it's scratched. Have you seen what I do with my high-end knives? I got a $1,200 knife that I just cut up a bunch of cardboards and stuff with. How much would a knife like that non-locking? About $60. I think these are 60 for the Clinch River. These are really good. If it doesn't work, sorry, you guys are on my lunch break. If it doesn't work, I can take the rubber end off and just push the stuff out with a stick. But I had somebody told me that they used packing peanuts and stuffed it with packing peanuts with a stick, and then they said it worked fine. Who's doing good? Well, like I said at the beginning, I'm fighting with some depression. It's making it hard to film. And I enjoy the live feeds right now a lot more than I would if I was trying to film a script. Um, uh, let's do that. This is a lot easier than if I was trying to film a script video. So, and I wasn't going to do this. I was literally going to just grab my PlayStation 5 controller and play a video game. And the other thing too is, so when I'm depressed like this, I have we both timed him out. Yeah, I was like, whatever. Um, and people get upset that I do that. Like, oh, you do freedom of speech and you're censoring people. I was like, I'm not censoring people that have anything to say. Like a lot of it's just bots and people. Some people are like, oh, so you put him in, you took down his comment. I was like, YouTube takes a lot of the comments down. I see stuff that's held for review all the time. You know how much a range day costs out here, brother? Can't do that. I don't have that kind of money. The cost of ammo is ridiculous out here. So, I don't know. It's just, I think a lot of it has to say is, a lot of the depression has to do with the fact that I'm not working again yet. And I'm frustrated. And I'm worried because my kid. No, this is not DiGiorno's pizza. This is crappy school pizza that my wife had left over. She works at the school, and she had gotten her lunch and she didn't eat it. And there was like, it's like school pizza. She just brought it home, so I'm warmed it up. It's not bad, but it's not. Well, I want the company to bring me back because if they bring me back, it just basically it's like a gap, but not a. I wasn't fired. I was laid off. So if they bring me back, they can bring me back into like basically the basic position I was in before. And I would love that. And I'm stressed because my daughter, the whole college thing, like she's trying to figure out like she's 16. The reason I'm stressed about it, like she's not stressed about school. I'm not stressed about her going to school. I'm stressed by the fact that she doesn't see it the way I do, but she's only 16. My daughter is only 16 and she is currently on that college campus with 19 and 20-year-old kids. So I'm like, I'm stressed out about that. Like and I have to give her some freedom. You can't hold your kids too tight because then they're socially inept. But you also don't want to let them go. And my whole job as a father is to keep that child safe. That is my whole job as a parent. And I have to let her go. And I put her on a trolley this morning to go on the surface, like on the public trolley to a college campus, knowing that she's not going to be home until late. Because she left this morning and she will not be home. She was at that campus. She drove yesterday. She was on campus from the time I got up. Before I got up yesterday morning, she was already on campus because she wanted to go run with some of her new friends. She was there already and then didn't get home until almost midnight. And I'm like, I want to like, no, you can't do this. Like you got to come, like you go to class and then you come straight home and you got to have your phone and I need check-ins. I want to do that. But I also know how hard socially that would be on her if everybody that she was trying to make friends with saw that and are like, yeah, we can't be friends. Like we can't hang out with her. She's gonna kill the mood. You know what I'm saying? Like she has to call her father like every 30 minutes. Like why would we take the little kid with us? So she's today she had some actual orientation stuff that she had to do for her actual major. So she's been going up and making friends and doing stuff, figuring out how the gym situation works because she gets to use all the physical fitness facilities on the campus for free. And so it's stressful as a father. Like it's really, really stressful as a father to have to let those reins loose a little. but she's got a good head on her shoulders. Plus, she's got the strongest pepper spray you can buy and a Matriarch 2, uh, Spyderco Matriarch 2 that she carries. And she's like, I taught her how to use it, taught her how to deploy it, told her where she should put it in her stuff so it's not obvious, but it's also easily accessible. Where to sit on the trolley so that she can see threats ahead, like sit at the back or the front where there's like you can't go from car to car while the cars are moving on the trolleys in San Diego. You're in your car, you can't go anywhere. I was like, either end where no one can get up behind you, as far back to the back or as far to the front as you can, where you're facing towards the middle. Either way, you're facing towards the middle of the car. I'm like, those are the things you need. She's like, how many times are you going to tell me all this stuff? And I was like, every day. Like, every day I'm going to tell you these things. So I've got friends. I got a friend that's a college professor up there, and he carries a knife all the time, too. But I do have to say, if you guys are if you've got kids that are planning on going to school and are looking at UCSD as a school, as I can tell you, it is one of the safest campuses we saw. We looked at UCLA, we looked at USC, we looked at a bunch of other schools, and she would have went to those schools if she had gotten accepted. I'm sure of it. Like USC is a really, really good school, hard to get into, and she could have went for free there. UCLA, she wanted that prestige at UCLA, but like looking at the campus, UCSD has the best computer science program, was what she's doing. And so when she got accepted there, she took it, and being on the campus a few times, I got a really, really good feel for like how safe the campus is. They have a very robust police department, not just a security department. Like it is the San Diego Police Department, and they just have a little logo that says UC SDPD. And so it's actually actual San Diego Police Department cops that are there. They're really helpful. Talk to them. She figured out where all that stuff was. So I got a really good feel for how she's like where she's going to be at on this campus, and I'm cool with it. The trolley, that's a different story. Here's the thing. There's not a lot of really good colleges in rural America. And I have news for you. I have friends that went to some of those colleges in some of those rural areas, and they were much more party-centric than areas like this. Yeah, it's well, here's the thing. It's not even their own jurisdiction here. It is San Diego Police Department, so they have all the police authority, and that means that if something happens on campus, they can chase an individual outside of campus because they have citywide jurisdiction. So it's actually really cool. It's not their own jurisdiction. It is part of the San Diego Police Department, but they are slated to only be on that campus, but they can also then do other things. So yeah, guys, I'm sorry, I'm eating. You guys want to do this like an AMA? Ask me anything. Ask me almost anything. I'm trying to I'm dehydrated too. I have not been drinking the proper amount of water. The U of A is only 13 miles from Walton School of Business and Technology, 6 miles. So we're okay, but I get your point. Yeah, I mean, you mean the UC hospital? Oh, University of Tennessee. Oh, I see, UT. The UC system out here in San Diego, or in California, is not bad. We have, I mean, it's not a bad school system. Like her school, UCSD is ranked 3rd or 6th. I can't remember. 6th in the country as far as education level. And then for her program that she's in for computer science, they're ranked 3rd in the world. And I'm like, holy crap. She got into a really good program. So I put peppers on the school pizza. Definitely makes it better. What I had intended on filming today was this little piece of weirdness. And I had a script, and I actually started to film it. Sorry, I'm talking with a mouthful. I lived in Japan long enough. It's not rude. You just do this, and you can talk with your mouth full. Um, I had everything set up to film this, and I woke up and I was like, oh, let me try, at least try. And I started to do it, and it didn't, I just couldn't make it work. Just couldn't make it work. But this is that LFK, complete piece of weirdness. It looks like it's got a little droopy PP. Not drippy, not a drippy PP, but a droopy one. It is so weird. I have a handful of weird knives. I really do have a handful of weird knives. I should do that. I should just do a whole video, just nothing but weird knives. But yeah, after I eat, I'm going to film the giveaway video for those first 2 knives for the paying members. So if you guys decide you want to join the membership, you can get into like this. There's probably this 350. I think there's this first giveaway for the paying members. It's like, I want to say, I think it's like 450, something like that. What's the weirdest knife that I have? Let me see. Is it here? I have some really weird knives, but they're ones that I bought when I was younger, and they're not out here. They're predominantly in my case in there. I have a couple knives that I bought from United Cutlery when I was a kid, and one of them has this little fake, push dagger in the end. And as a matter of fact, it is like a shrunk down version of the knife that's in the video that went up today, which is what was it? The Mark II, the Mark II dagger by Gerber. That was the video that went up today. Do I have a weird one here? I have a pretty weird knife here. I have this Dragonfly, which they say is a gravity knife. And in honesty, the only gravity that should be used in this knife is just dropping it into the trash can, because I joked when I did the title of the video, and I was like, I blame Neves Knives for this. I was kind of joking when I made that. And to be honest, now I'm like, this is a piece of shit. And for what they charged for it, it's not great. I have weird knives. I have some weird knives. I just don't have any here. Oh yeah, I got one right here. Here's a weird one. Here's one, Spyderco Q. That one's weird and worthless. A lot like the last one. Weird and worthless. That's when you get into weird knives, typically you're looking at worthless knives. Like by the time you get weird, you've also then gotten worthless. That looks like a knife that would take a finger. Yeah, if it was sharp, but it's really not. Sorry guys, like I said, I'm eating lunch. I have a knife that's weird, but it's also awesome. Oh, I do have a weird one for you. This one's weird, but it's awesome. It is a really unique, like fantasy looking knife. Very, very good functional cutter and chopper. It's kind of a fantasy Bowie style here. What am I eating? Pizza. Pizza that my wife brought home from school when she finished work and didn't eat her lunch, and brought her lunch because she buys lunch at work. So I reheated pizza that she got at school and didn't eat. Yeah, that is not a little knife, but I have an actual, no joke, fantasy knife. This might be one of the weirder ones that I have. I wanted one of these forever. This is the Gilhibben Double Shadow Dagger. This is the Gilhibben Double Shadow Dagger. This is the weirdest one that I've got here right now. And it's 100. If you can't use this, it's not even sharp. Like, you guys know me. Like, if it was sharp, I wouldn't do this. But I always wanted one of these. And I remembered that I had Knife Center, I had a bunch of points, and there was enough points for me to get this, and I got this for myself as a birthday present. And this is one of those things that like people are like, oh, why do you have so many knives? There's a lot of times that knives that I have take me to a place where I am like emotionally lacking, like my childhood or things like that. Or not necessarily lacking, but take you back to a time where everything was really good because things are bad now. So I I got this because it reminded me of a time where like my whole family was together before my dad passed away. Um, and when I was in high school, I wanted one of these, and it literally the second this showed up, I went from 50-year-old Mike to holy crap, I'm in high school again, and it just took me there emotionally. And it's there are things that you get like it's no different than the Taipan dagger that I have. They take you back to a time when things were perfect, things that you remember being perfect. They probably weren't perfect, but like I said, they probably weren't perfect, but they felt perfect. And that's what this did. It took me back to that time, just not long before I joined the Navy the first time I saw one of these. I think I was a junior in high school. I joined the Navy when I graduated and turned 17, after I turned 17 and graduated. So uh, I was like, this is a really cool knife. Full size Kaiser. Try the King Roach. I have the Mini Roach, which is an amazing knife, but the King Roach is a full size. I like the Mini Roach better than the King Roach, to tell you the truth. Um, I have another, like I have a unique knife. We've seen it before. I have that. Where are we at here? Yeah, even comes with the split sheath. You saw these were a lot of knives in movies. Well, know how this Sheepdog XL. I had one here and I did not like it, and I don't think I did a video. I can't remember if I did a video about it or not. Um, Here's a unique knife. This is my dad's. This is my dad's knife. It's unique because of the way they finished it. So this has a weird finish on it. So if you look, this is an Anza. My dad won this. And if you look here, let me see. Can I turn it around so you can see it better? Uh, they put his initials in it. So really cool. I never used this for anything. This was, there we go. I was watching YouTube before I started this. This is one of his prized possessions. He won this, and it took a while for them to even make it. And it's unique. This is countertop material. Anza Knives is just up the road from here. I went and talked to him. I wanted to film with him, and I was going to, but as good as their knives are, I have to tell you, they are fucking weird. Everybody I talked to up there is fucking weird. And I'm not trying to say that it's disparaging, but I was like, I don't think I can film. Chicago's 23. I'm here for the 6-pack giveaway. You got to come out here for that. So, yeah, I don't have any real weird knives here. I have a unique knife. My wife, Shaw. You ain't gonna trick me. Oh, you didn't have to delete that one. Who's the most beautiful woman in the world? My wife. Because I guarantee you just deleted my wife's comment. There's one I made. I said I've showed this a bunch of times. Who's the most beautiful woman in the world? My wife. We have a show, just so you guys. All right, you ready for this? There's a radio show out here called. There's a radio show out here called. I think it's Mike. I can't remember if it's Mike in the Morning or what, but they do a thing called War of the Roses, and they will get someone to call in and say, I'll get somebody to call in and say, hey, I want you to find out if my husband's cheating. So what they'll do is they will call and say, hey, this is so it's in such a shop, and you just won like a dozen free roses, romantic roses. Who do you want them sent to, and what do you want the card to say? And me and my buddy Brian were sitting around, and I was like, bro, like, how do people keep falling for that shit? Like, how? This is like everybody listens to it. And I was like, I told him, I was like, anybody ever calls me and tells me they want to give me free roses, I'm sending them to you. And he goes, same. I'm going to send them to you. We're going to do the same thing. Like, our old ladies are just, they'll be like, what the fuck? They're going to try and get us. And then they're going to be sorely mistaken. And I was like, because both of our wives know each other. And he was like, that would be perfect. So, like, fucking, this is Mike in the morning. This War of the Roses, and then they bring his wife. So, so you're sending him to Susan, your secretary? You had a great time at the getaway retreat when you shared the cabin and curled up under the blankets. That's who you're sending him to. And I'm like, this. How do people fall for this shit every time? If somebody offers you free roses, you send them to your wife. Even I'm not saying that I'm not saying you should cheat. I'm saying, but if you do, you should do it intelligently, because you're gonna get in trouble. Roy D. Mercer, I used to listen to like the greatest hits. Like, they would come out and they would do the greatest hits CDs and cassettes and things like that, or guys would record them. I remember I had a CD of it, and we used to listen to it all the time. Badass predator looking knife. Predator looking knife. You're talking about the great big one? That's why I didn't put pineapple on it. The dagger. I don't know which one you're talking about. Hey, Darth, I don't know if you're interested in getting back into the memberships, but I'm doing the giveaway today. Two knives today, and then a couple later. Hand sculpted handles. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Not Predator, Alien. I know exactly what you're talking about. This one, that's a unique knife. That's hand carved. It looks cheap. Everybody's like, that looks like a cheap gas station knife. And I'm like, that's a $1,200 knife, boy. Boys, that's a big knife. Or an expensive knife. It was hand carved. So that was all hand carved by the maker. A copper copper inlay, titanium handles. It was a gift. It was a gift. It's all hand carved with a Dremel. Somebody going at it with a Dremel. Most people would screw that up, but not Elliot. And you got stuff like this that is just not only gorgeous, it's just absolutely unique because it's got that hidden switchblade feature to it, which is awesome. I love that knife. I love this knife, and it's because it's not just because it's an awesome knife, which it is, and you can see. Like, everybody thinks I have Safe Queens. This is a $1,200 knife, and it's all scuffed up from getting used. It's not just that it's an awesome knife. It's that my friends knew that I wanted one of these knives when they came out, and they couldn't. I couldn't get one, and there were no longer any available because there's only 100 of these out there. I believe 100. Maybe a few more than that because there were some like one-offs and stuff that the guys released. But as far as the actual run, there was only 100 of them. Couldn't get one. They'd been gone for years, and the guys got together and they had Elliot find parts. They went all over the shop and found all the parts they needed for all the parts that they needed to make the knife, and then had him custom carve it. So these knives were 600 to begin with, and then the carving is about another 600. When you get Elliot to carve something by hand, you're adding about between $500 and $600 to it. And so it was great. I'm sure that they didn't pay the full price, but if you do look at what it would cost to do this, I guarantee because it was Chris and Elliot. And I guarantee because it was Tino and Nico that they did not pay the $1,200 this knife would demand. But if you look at the actual price of the original knife and the cost of carving, that's what this knife would be worth. So it's, does Elliot still do custom carvings? Occasionally. Occasionally you'll see a Maker's Choice show up on their website. Here's another unique one, weird one. So I need to put this in my pocket. I have not carried this in a while. That's going in my pocket. That'll cheer me up. I always get, that knife always cheers me up for some reason. I put that knife in my pocket, it just cheers me up. It is, it must have antidepressants in the titanium. I don't know, I think it's just that badass pocket clip. Yeah, Elliot does still do occasionally. He does a lot more design work now. So, yeah, I'm not gonna stay here and do a lot more. Like I said, I am gonna film the members giveaway of these first two knives, so you can see them again if you're interested in joining the membership. It'll be a members only video. This is the QSP Legatus. This is a QSP Legatus. This is about, it's titanium, carbon fiber. These were $350, I believe. Really nice. It's so smooth. And then it's just such a comfortable knife. I just never carried it. After I did the initial review, I just never carried it. What time is it? It's not going to be a specific time. I'm going to record the video and post it up and post it as a members only video. So it's not going to be a live feed or anything like that. It's just going to be the paying members. And it's going to be available for all the paying members. And then the other knife that I'm doing today is, so there'll be two winners, is the Kaiser Infinity, which is a good knife. I just never carried it. I had two of them. I had one that came in that I used that was a loaner from Jared, and then this one, I think I bought this with the points that Jared let me use. What Vosteed would I recommend? I think about the best Vosteed right now. The best Vosteed is one of these two, and they're both the same design. The best Vosteed, what I would recommend, is the Mini Nightshade, which I think is the better of the two, but you also have the full-size Nightshade. These are both great knives. I have an affiliate link with Vosteed, but if you look these up on Blade HQ, you can find them, or use my Amazon store. So I have links to Amazon, Blade HQ. I don't know if I have a link to my Vosteed anyway, but these are probably the best ones. These are the ones I would recommend. This thing's great. It's got a nice ting to it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Let's see. It's got a really cool sound to it when it opens. It's a really nice knife. It's comfortable in hand, but I just find that I gravitate more towards the smaller mini version of the same knife. So it's got a kukri feel to it. That's what I would recommend. Like I said, most of my affiliate links down below, you can get these knives, and it supports the channel, but it doesn't cost you anything at checkout. So that's what I try to push now. I don't try to push the, you know, dropping a super chat, stuff like that. People get upset about that for some reason. And so what I try to do now is I try to push the fact that I have all those affiliate links down there. So this is a really cool one. I like this one a lot. So, trying to fight through the bots. My shoulder really hurts today. So, yeah, it's not, I mean, there's going to be, I'm going to do it. It's just going to be a quick, the way I always do it, which is like, I just go through the paying members list from top to bottom, starting at the top is 1 and work my way down. And whatever random number generator gets picked, we drop down through. And if somebody gets picked for 1, then they're automatically removed from the other, and I will just go pick another number. So let's be quick. So this is today's, and then, but that'll be up later. So I appreciate this, guys. This actually did cheer me up. Depression sucks. Depression sucks, and you just feel like you can't do anything. So yeah. No, I'm gonna have to have surgery again on this shoulder. It's all jacked up. Like, it hurts all the way down my arm. We've reached a point where it doesn't matter what I do. It hurts all the time. And I mean, like, 24/7. I couldn't sleep last night. That's why I look like shit. That's probably why I'm fighting with depression. My shoulder hurt so bad I couldn't sleep. So, Mark Ridgewell, you asked about a link to the sword cane. Use my Blade HQ link down below, and it will take you to Blade HQ. Blade HQ has this on sale, but I did not generate a link for it because it's a prohibited item in a lot of places, and I typically don't put links up for that, because then, YouTube's always promoting the sale of weapons because it's a sword. So, but you can go to Blade HQ, look up the Cold Steel Heavy Duty Sword Cane, and use my affiliate link down below, and they're not hard to get. This actually is a really good cane. Like I said, I took this on a walk with the dog yesterday, and coincidentally, we get to the top of the hill, and a couple of other dogs charged out and were getting ready to attack my dog, and I was like, get out of here, and I had the cane, and I was like, this is pretty good, and the retention on this handle, I'm pretty sure I could sling it pretty hard and smack somebody before it came off. But like, you can use this end because it's an aluminum tube, so it's actually pretty good. But yeah, just use my affiliate link. You didn't know they made boxes that big, but they didn't change the size of the font. It's the exact same font that's on their. I was like, oh, I should be able to read that pretty easily. I don't need my reading glasses because it's a big box. I wanted to read the specs and stuff. And I'm like, are you serious? You're gonna use the same font that you put on your knife boxes when you have this available? If you want something to beat on, yeah, they're not bad. If you want something to actually have that's a decent, like, honest to goodness, like I did Japanese martial arts, I had swords made. Boogie Blades is the folks that made the sword that I used for class. And they make amazing swords. They're differentially tempered. You can get mono steel construction. You can get sanmai folded. They will do a sword to your specs. And I mean, they're not cheap, but they're also not like trying to buy an actual Japanese made sword. And my instructor, when I was taking Japanese martial arts, was like, no, that's perfectly fine. Something to beat on. Just take out in the yard and backyard cut and play. They're okay. They're not the best. I'm gonna tell you right now. They do have some issues. So, all right, guys. I think I'm gonna end it. I will talk to you guys later. It's been almost an hour. Well, we'll go the last 7 minutes to make it an hour. So, yeah, I have a couple videos I really, really do need to film. But the problem is, like I said, I don't have it in me. There's just so much going on, and haven't heard anything about the job. I haven't heard anything about whether I'm actually coming back. If they don't do it soon, I might have to go to a different company, which is going to suck because I enjoyed working for the company I was working for. And then it doesn't look good when you take a job and then you quit because your other company brought you back. I don't like anything about that. So, but thanks for a little bit of therapy, guys. Katana and 3B. Katana and 3V, I don't know. Oh, let me go ahead and do this. There we go. Oh, I took the, okay, so Bladed Ginger, so there are some things that I just don't allow on the channel at all, and I get this thing that pops up. I don't know if you guys can see, somebody posted up something. It was hidden. I viewed the video and I was like, okay, I can tell already that this is just going to be a problematic viewer. And so I can block them completely from the channel. And I do it pretty often for bot stuff. Like if somebody just has a question or if it's just like, So, but the fact is, there are just some people that come on and they just spew. Like like when I look at those where it says view held comment, like YouTube holds comments. They're like, hey, you should look at this one before you just let it pop up. And most of the time when I click on them, I'm like, that is the most repugnant shit ever. Like that is not something somebody should ever say out loud. And so I don't allow those videos. And a lot of times those people wind up getting blocked. And so, and I mean, that means that they can't ever make a comment on the channel again. And it's just trolls. It's people that just want to come in and screw with people on their live feeds. And I do know that. And a lot of times if it's just something that's funny, but still not appropriate for what I want on my channel, because I do try to keep the channel family friendly, especially in my long form content, I can't have that in the comments. You know what I mean? I started doing that and I was a lot more careful. I do curse in my live feeds, but I'm a lot more careful. I was a lot more careful after my daughter when she was little. I had the YouTube channel 2015. She was born in 2007. So she was still little and I had the channel and she was like, oh, I told some of my friends at school that you have a YouTube channel. And I'm like, oh, so I'm like, I'll just keep an eye on this. And so I set up specific blocked words, blocked comments, blocked things. There's all kinds of things that you just can't say. And the reason behind it was because I realized that my daughter was telling her friends that I had a YouTube channel, which meant that there were like 6 and 7-year-olds watching my content. And I was like, all right, I got to go family friendly. So if you listen, very rarely do I curse in my my long form content. And I always bleep it. I do curse in here, but I also keep a good rein on the comments because people go, this is way to be a fascist and delete comments and cancel culture. I was like, that's not what it's about. It's about maintaining the family friendly ability of this channel. So my daughter got a locker for the full year, which is great because that means that when she takes the trolley, oh, there we go. When are we doing another live with Elliot? I don't know. Elliot has been really busy. He's been out of the country a lot and things like that. So, yeah, it's been kind of hectic. And like I was saying, like Elliot and I, it's not family friendly when Elliot and I do a live feed. We'll try. I'll see if I can get him to do it. It would probably be in this format where it's like split screen, like the old Mario Kart. Was it Mario Kart that was like that? Top screen, bottom screen? I think that was what it was. Oh, yeah, it was. Well, Bladed Ginger, maybe we can make that happen. So, at any rate, guys, I needed this. Like I said, I needed this. It helps my depression when you guys are here. And it's a lot of fun. Oh, your knife came back, Bladed Ginger. I think I'm going to let that guy keep it. Oh, my God. I'm going to sneeze. I typically am not free on Fridays. That's the problem. So, at any rate, guys, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I will get that video up for the paying members. If you're a paying member, keep your eyes open for a members-only post. It's going to be a video. Typically, what I do is you've got 48 hours to contact me via email, and I'll make sure that I put my email in the description and everything so you guys have it. And I've got the Gilded server on my phone again, so I will start... Jesus, what am I fucking thinking? I'm going to start posting on Gilded server again more often. So, it's, oh, cool. So, yeah, guys, it's been an hour. I needed to do this on my lunch break. Like I said, I'm going to start filming that here in just a moment. And then I'm going to take the dog for a walk with my new sword cane. So, I love you guys all, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Hopefully, I'm able to start filming tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm filming better. Feeling better, guys. I'll get out of here. I'll talk to you later.